cook with this here. Not like that other shit you had, I can't even fuck with this here. 100 band on the chain, tell him look at this here. We took the rich nigga, you don't know what it took to get here. Can't hit the block without the shine, what it took to get here. Stand down, hard time, what it took to get here. A lot of pain, a lot of crime.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Killer Keezy, and we here at the first ever episode of interviews here on Catch My Vibe Radio. And we have a special guest for you guys tonight. Not only is he an artist that puts out fire music, but he also transitioned over to be an author. I never would have expected it. Well, I'm lying. I'm lying on that because not only does he make music, but he does skits and acts in movies. He's an all around, you know what I'm saying, performer, entertainer, should I say. Sheldon Dottery, everybody.
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me, brother. You know what I'm saying?
No problem, man. No problem, man. So what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. A little overwhelmed, but I'm good. I'm cool.
Man, so the author life, man. You're an author now.
Yeah. The author life is cool. It's just different, time consuming. Trying to meet customer needs with. I cut out the middleman. Like I get the books, they send them to me, and I mail them out to people. So that's like, it's tiring. It's really tiring, but it's worth it though.
Man, I understand that for sure. Everything that you put hard work in, man, it's gonna be worth it in the long run, man.
Definitely.
But before we even dive too far into you being an author, man, let's get into the person of Sheldon Dottery. Where you from?
Born and raised Ann Arbor, you know what I'm saying? Moved to Jackson when I was like 15 years old, so I claim Jackson too. Jackson and Ann Arbor, for sure. So.
Jackson and Ann Arbor, okay.
Got to.
So, what was it like growing up? What was your background like?
Interesting, man. You know, two-parent household, mom and dad work. Pop's musician. So I was back and forth in studios my entire life with him. Cause mom at work, he taking us to the studio.
Right.
You know, so that's where the music gift comes from. Music niche comes from.
I was gonna say, is that what kind of motivated you to be an artist? Your father?
My dad and like my entire family, like everybody has some hand in music. So we just kind of. I grew up in the church, but when I decided to go a different way, my dad didn't kind of like disown me. He was like, okay, we'll find your own lane, do it your way. And I found my way, and he supports it, along with my other siblings. So that's kind of where it came from. We got a hand in music, but we do it our own way, our own versions though. So.
Right, and I ain't gonna lie, man, that's just that right there is tough. You saying that a Christian background and you wanted to go another way, but your father still supported you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people run into different things, like, you know what I'm saying, that situation.
Well, yeah, my dad's always been like kind of upfront with us. Like by the time we hit 18, he always said, "Well, I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. Now it's y'all turn to go figure out what you want to do in life." And he never, like I said, he never passed judgment. Well, he don't judge us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my dad, deacon in the church, playing the drums for the church, but Ice Cube his boy. So it's like
Right.
So yeah, he don't be tripping on us for real.
So was that what? So what was your dad? Was he was he a rapper?
No,
a singer?
He a writer and a drummer.
Okay.
All percussions. So him and my uncle got an album out from years ago. And so he just stuck with it. He stayed in his pocket. He just plays in different churches and different venues and stuff. Like I'm praying one day like I do a live show, but I actually have him on the drums.
Oh, that'll be fire.
Doing doing all the stuff live and not doing like with a track. So that's one of my dreams I'm trying to accomplish for real soon.
Oh, that'll be super dope.
So
seeing that you said two-parent background, did you have any siblings? You got any siblings?
Yeah, I got 3 brothers.
3 brothers?
I'm the second oldest.
Second oldest.
So it's 2 after me, and a house full of boys. My mom couldn't take it.
No girls.
Couldn't take it.
Oh, I
I
know.
mean, we got adopted siblings, people that came into the family years later, but biological is it's just us four, and my mom was the only girl in the house, so she hung with us like she was a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like she was.
She had to be rough.
You could tell she grew up a tomboy. You can just tell.
So, what will I would say? What would you say your inspiration is with music?
Anything really. I like. I just like telling stories. I just like telling different stories, and I like life experiences. I can turn into something. I went through a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. And I don't know. I have a weird gift. Like I could see something on TV and turn into a song. Like my project Creativity. I told Uncle Tony, he cut everybody hair. I said I can just do that. I can write a song about the barbershop. He thought I was playing, and I got that song Tony Headquarters. It just comes like that. So just be able, willing to tell being able to tell my own version of a story. That's like my inspiration for real in this everyday life. So it could be anything.
So low key with like you being an author and artist, that all kind of low key lines up under the same umbrella.
Yeah, everything coexists.
If you think about it.
Yeah, everything lines up together. It's a reason I'm in this, fighting to be in this field. So
that's pretty sweet.
It makes sense.
That's pretty sweet,
For
man. So we all been hearing your music for years. We've been seeing you put out skits, being in movies, different movies.
Yeah, a lot of independent films, a lot of auditions over the years.
What was that process like? Like going and actually like trying out and auditioning for your first movie and
the first big thing I auditioned for was Walking Dead. But mind you, like I've been in like theater courses since like 7th grade. So when I got to Jackson College, I was in my professor Colleen Flynn, who's actually my mentor. She's an actress, and even though I was doing stuff in her class, like I actually got to do one-on-one rehearsals and one-on-one trainings with her. So she kind of molded me and made things comfortable for me, made it easy. So like going to auditions, like it's not nerve-wracking. All I gotta know is like, what am I reading? How am I supposed to read it?
So during the auditions, were you allowed to see other people audition? Like, did y'all just see everybody?
Depends on the production. A lot of these indie films, yeah, because they're independent. But a lot of the big stuff I did, no.
Yeah, I was about to say, did that make like extra pressure on the audition, knowing you had like your peers basically watching you, or did it make you like kind of?
I mean, it just depends on how comfortable you are. You know what I'm saying? Like me going to auditions now, I'm not nervous or get butterflies because I've been on stage since 9th grade. So this just comes natural. I come to do a job. And what's weird is when I can go audition without butterflies. If I'm doing like a show, man, it's the worst feeling. I'm nervous, like for whatever reason.
That's crazy.
Two shots of Henny, I'm good to go. But I'm always nervous doing the show versus I'm never nervous doing an audition. But like the big stuff, no, they take you to like a room. Now they take you to a room where the possible casting director is, maybe the writer, maybe the actual director, but it's a room with like 5 to 6 people, and you're auditioning in front of them, and everybody got a clipboard out, taking notes. That would be nerve-wracking because they're like sitting as close as these lights are. That's a little weird,
right?
But it is what it is. So now if you get called back for like a part 2 of an audition, then now you're actually on a stage platform. So now I'm further away acting this scene out. So it's a process. It's a cool process. It's just it's fun, especially when you get the callbacks. The worst part is you get to that 3rd round of auditions and it's like, man, you did a great job, but we're gonna go this way. I've heard that so many times. I'm just like, guess I'm going home.
Did that discourage you? Like, did that make you not want to try again? I mean, I know you, but
it did at first. But there's a yes out there somewhere, you know. So I may have not gotten what I wanted, but something's coming. Something's coming. So yeah, at first it was discouraging, but then I was like, man, I'm wasting my time. Let me go ahead and get back to ask for my job back. But then it's like, nah, man, keep pushing, man. I didn't do all this work just to say, man, I went to school for this and nothing came out of it. No, I'm gonna keep pushing. So,
right. Okay, and I see a couple of your skits online. That's really, you know what I'm saying? That's really going crazy right now. They're funny. You're a funny guy.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Even in, you know what I'm saying, your regular social media. Would you, label yourself as a comedian?
Man, I just label myself just me, man, because I'm kind of funny on accident. Because like people laugh at my reactions to things, and it's like, no, that's for real. That's how I feel. Like they ain't trying to make you laugh, but it just comes out that way, and I just kind of use that in my comedy. Like, I'm not fighting and trying to make you laugh. It just kind of happens the way I tell stories and the way I do things. So, I guess you can call me a comedian, but it's just me being me for real. It just comes natural, bro. Like, so.
And switching over from being a musician, being a writer of your own music, what made you want to write a vampire book? Where did the whole vampire thing come from?
So, my book, A Vampire Story, was originally a script I wrote for JCC for my theater class. Okay. So we did a night of one acts, and we did a bunch of comedy skits and everything like that. And I asked my teacher, I said, "What if we did a scary skit?" And she was like, "Of what?" I was like, I can do a vampire monologue. And she looked at me like, "Why?" I said, "Well, why not? I don't walk out there like no zombie, and werewolves don't have no dialogue. So let's just do it this way." And it didn't make the cut for the one act, but I did join her theater club outside of class, and it made the cut then. So mind you, I'm gonna get judged for this. So mind you, I did the I wrote the monologue. It's like a 1-page monologue, and that's when I had the S curl in my hair. S curl Sheldon was a different breed. I was doing she wanted me to. I was doing a scary monologue, but she wanted to be like a sexy monologue, and I was like, that ain't what I wrote. Like I ain't write nothing sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it was weird. Like I had to have my curly hair, I had this black shirt, and then I had baby oil all over my chest.
Oh, let me find out she was thinking something else.
Hell no. And
talking about making sex.
I'm so glad nobody has that footage anywhere. And if you do, don't post it. But I did the monologue, and I did it kind of too well. And first of all, I got like fake fangs in my mouth doing the whole. I'm like walking.
Oh, you went there.
I went full on method acting with this whole thing, walking through the crowd, looking at people, and then I looked at this little kid. I said, "Who brought a kid to this?"
He
thing?
turned that.
And he was petrified. And I was like, "Okay, we're done." I had a lisp when I was talking, like with the teeth. So the book comes. I was moving back in like 2017. I found a box of like old notebooks, and I found the script, and I was like, so one day at work I was having fun adding to it, just adding characters to it, just seeing what I can do. Then like in 2019 I said, and I started pushing like full throttle with it, and it just came out of nowhere. I started adding to the 1-page script, and by 2021, because a lot of procrastination came along with this process, a lot of what ifs came along with this process. I'm writing a vampire book. It's like everybody gonna think I'm weird. Everybody gonna be like, why would you write this? Yeah. Everybody gonna relate it to Twilight. And by 2021, I had 8 chapters done, you know, and my granny, she ended up passing away, but she actually read. She was the only person that ever read the first 8, and she loved it. But my granny and my dad are like big into horror, everything. So I kind of felt like they were like biased, and I was like, cool. But like, with her passing, I took like how we all got to deal with it. We got to grieve a certain way, and I just like stopped working on it. And then one of my friends, Josh Goyer, he read the first 5 chapters. He doesn't like vampire or nothing, right? When he read it, he said, "All right, it needs to get done. Like where's the finished product?" I said, "Oh, you liked it, okay." And then I finally finished it, and I let 5 people, like 5 close friends, read the first 5 chapters only. And these people who hate vampire, whatever, it's not their thing.
Right.
So when they told me, all 5, without being biased, because these are like some of the most crucial people that keep it all the way 100 with me.
For sure.
When they said that they liked it, I knew I was sitting on the gold mine.
Right.
So I was like, okay, if I can get people that don't like this type of story interested, then I'm good. People who love this story, they're gonna buy it, they're gonna support it, and I appreciate it. But like as of right now, I'm sitting at 83 copies sold, and a lot of those people are people.
That.
You know what I'm saying? 83 copies sold. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 100. Let's get to past 100. But the people that bought the book so far bought it because out of support and love for me. But those are the same people who don't care for this, and they're the ones that are hooked on it.
Right.
Like one friend, she bought it because she was like, "Look, man, the love I have for you, I'm going to support you. I'm going to buy this." So I'm not into this. I don't. She doesn't like vampire anything. She doesn't like fictional books, And she was like, whatever. So she read a couple pages. She's like, man, whatever. Then my phone started blowing up. She compared it to, this is like a horror version of Love and Hip Hop. I said, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. But I got it because she was talking about the drama and the intensity. I was like, oh, okay, but this ain't no little scrappy versus, you know what I'm saying? So when she read it and then she actually finished the book and she called me and was like, yo, I said, see, if I can turn you into a believer, man, I'm set. Everybody that don't like this, just read it. Just read it. For sure. And I wrote it so. I wrote it a certain way. I write scripts and skits and stuff. So the first 5 chapters, the main character is narrating the first 5 chapters. So, so that was creepy talking about a vampire book. So the first 5 chapters, the main character, he's narrating, he's talking to you, right? Chapter 6 through 10, it's all current events. So it's a build up there. It's an intense build up. So you're getting to learn who the main character is, how he became what he became, what, everything that goes into it. And then as the story progresses, it just takes a turn for the worse. And I left it on a cliffhanger, for real. I purposely left it on a cliffhanger, which is why people are calling me, man, we need part 2. We need part 2. And I'm like, well, part 2 coming, but I'm not about to just drop it today. I got to make it make sense. So this book is actually going to be, I already mapped it out years ago, it's going to be a 3-part series. So that's what part 2 is definitely en route, for sure.
Man, you come, you come from south side of, Jackson, for, majority of your life,
for sure,
for sure. So, most of us don't even know where to even start, even if we wanted to put a book out.
Right.
So kind of explain, what was that process like? How did you, figure out, maneuver through that?
A lot of studying. I mean, I write nonstop. One of my favorite things to do is write. I just love to write. So a lot of studying. I did a lot of research on how to create a book, like what size of the book I need to be, a 6x9, a 5x8. What do I want to do? I don't want to make it like a magazine. I want to make it an actual chapter book. And a lot of research, I come in contact with some people who released their own books before. And I just took, their formula and molded it into my own thing. With a vampire story, I think it's so unique because think of how many authors that look like us are making something like this. think of the films that have come out and the shows that come out. Besides Blade and Eddie Murphy, you know what I'm saying, or before our time, Blackula. Mm-hmm. How many vampires look like us? How many tell a story like this that look like us? And I was like, and I, me, bro, I dare to be different. I love to be different. I just want to step outside of my comfort zone. And because a lot of people have been like, man, why would, like, people, same people are like, man, why would you write this? What made you write this?
Right.
And they laughing at me. I'm just like, buy it and see. You will not be disappointed. Because I made the book, I purposely made this book like a teaser trailer for what's to come. I purposely made it, it's 10 chapters, but it's a short book. Most books are what, 300 pages? Mm-hmm. 98 pages, but 10 chapters.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's excellent marketing or what, you know what I'm saying? But just like you said, you putting out a vampire book draws eyes like, what? Sheldon put out a vampire book?
Yeah, why would Sheldon put it out?
Where did this come from?
Yeah.
So that right there, you know what I'm saying, drew us in. And, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I don't know if that was a marketing strategy or not, but...
I've always wanted to do something with monsters, though.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do something with like whether it be a book or a film or a skit. Not necessarily a song, but but I've always wanted to do my own version of a Blade, or my own version of a Dracula, my own vampire story, pun intended. And I just wanted to get this out the way, and show my creative my creative range, basically. I want to show people that I can do more than just make hip hop. I can do more than just act. I can also make a horror novel, and I can either give grown-ups and teenagers or kids nightmares. So, but it's just what I want from this is I put it out there because it's something I love, but I want people and my peers to just read it, just read it, and they be like, "Yo, this is dope." So far, that's all I've heard. That's all I've heard. Only complaint I've got was...
Talk about it.
I just got triggered.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Someone bought the book who I didn't ask them to buy the book, but I appreciate their support.
Right, for sure. Always.
And I said, "Yo, that's dope. I didn't think you were so appreciated."
No, it's always appreciated.
It's always appreciated. It's always appreciated. But then, like, things that happen kind of backfired in their face. Because like I said, I when you buy the book, I'm using that money to get it printed. I'm not even pocketing the money. I'm just paying for your copy. And it gets mailed to me. It takes 2 weeks to print. They send it to me. And she emailed the company I go through to make the purchase. I haven't received my information on the shipping. I said, it takes 2 weeks, but here you go. You'll get it on this date. She got it on that date. And then she claimed fraud, that she didn't approve the purchase on my book. So that froze everything that I had going on. And I had to prove that, no, she's getting her item on this day. It's coming. But yes, it's being disputed, which I'm going to win. Stupid. And then she received the book. So I signed everybody's book.
Okay.
Because I signed everybody's book. The people that's been buying them, I
That's dope.
signed them.
That's
I
dope.
definitely signed them. And I left a thank you. Signed it. Cool. I purposely didn't sign hers. I purposely didn't sign hers.
Daddy.
Yeah. I'm a grow up. I'm my daddy's son.
You
I purposely didn't sign hers, and then I made the font like an easy read for everybody. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "This is not how a book's supposed to look. It's not supposed to look this way. Why is the font like this? Why is the page? Why is the book so short?" I paid $30 for this book. I said, "No, you paid $20 and you claimed fraud on $20. So get some act right." And then, but then she don't know I know these things. Then when she sees me, "It was such a great read. Can you sign the book?"
That
Go to hell.
no, man, that's the power of your book. What you mean?
Nah, man, don't play in my face.
That's
man.
the power of your book.
Man, I hear what
She
you're
was
saying.
hey, back then they didn't want you. They read your book. Now
No,
they
I'm
own
saying
you.
that she'll say like she loves the book, but then she
Right.
still continues to complain to others about it. That's
yeah,
why I'm just like, nah, I figured that one. I ain't signing your book.
You right. My bad.
Yeah. I'll be right sometime. I ain't always right, but but I'm gonna take this one. So yeah, man, I just want everybody to just to dive into it and just see what it's about.
Right, and even with this whole process, like, I want to know, like, what was some challenges for you, like, during this process? Like, I know everything wasn't peaches and cream for sure.
There was no easy road through this. I did a lot of studying. Like, I did a lot of studying of vampire films and TV series, and also going back to reading vampire books. From Bram Stoker's to Anne Rice, reading it to be like, okay, the story has to make sense. Don't want to make it dark. Don't want to make it real dark. Don't want to make it like typical. It's not gonna be a love teenage story for sure.
Right.
So it'd be like, boom, get through the first chapter. Okay, feeling good. Second chapter. By the third chapter, I hit a wall, and it took me probably about 6 months to actually complete it. Because I was overthinking. I was like, it gotta make sense. I'm a perfectionist. It gotta make sense.
Right.
But what I learned is, I should have did this in the beginning, is I should have had a storyboard. Because by the time chapter 8 came, like I said, when my granny read it, I rewrote that entire chapter, and I did a storyboard for chapter 8, 9, and 10. And it was easy to complete the book versus starting it. And once I got to chapter 3, hit a wall. Finally got to chapter 5, hit another wall, and I was just like, man, look, let me focus on this music. let me go do these auditions. Then when I came back to it, I said, let me finish this book, man. But also, like I said before, a lot of what ifs came into play. It's like, people gonna clown me for making a vampire book. People gonna not support it because why would you write this?
Right.
It's
out of the ordinary.
It's out of the ordinary. Then I start thinking like, man, nah, I gotta get this out so I can get those what ifs kill you, man. Those what ifs kill you, and I decided to leave that where it was and complete the process.
What people think, man.
That's why I keep. And I've always said that for years, and here I am not practicing what I preach.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that's one of the biggest things in life. Once you get over what people think about you, and you for you, what I'm saying? You good,
bro.
Be you.
Let's be honest. I'm gonna toot my own horn, bro. I'm dope. I made a book, bro.
Facts.
So that's why I'm
Facts,
like,
and we gonna applaud you for that.
I made a book.
You definitely did. You know what I'm saying? The 517.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is where it's based at. I made a book, bro, and it's like, I got a battery in my back now. I got more on the way.
Right.
This is not gonna be the only one. This is the first of many. Not just a vampire, but I got different genres I'm working on.
Yes, sir.
I got so many different stories. I want to do I'm gonna be one of those authors that can touch every genre. I'm not gonna just make horror novels. No, I got other things in the works right now.
And from this writing process, like, what would you say some key things you learned? You know what I'm saying? Even going through this process, because like you said, this is your first novel. You never wrote one before, so what were some things you learned?
I learned to always have a day-by-day goal. Like I watched a lot of Stephen King interviews, and one of the questions was, how do you carve out a full-length book in 6 months? And he said, I do 6 pages a day. I was like, I was doing 2.
Right.
I'm doing 2 every 2 days. Like this one chapter took like 3 weeks to do.
Man.